things. Like he played the position he's supposed to play. Brandon Pajemski needs to be handling the rock. He needs to be bringing the ball up, and he should not be the guy counted on to give you points. And unfortunately, when he's playing the two guard position, it's almost like a void some nights when he's out there. But tonight it was awesome. 5 of 10 from the field. He even hit his threes. He was 50% shooting from there. Had one trip to the free throw line. It was a perfect 2 of 2. Brandon Pajemski added 9 rebounds, tied with Jonathan Kuminga for the team lead in that department. Had 9 assists. I thought he had 8. He actually had 9. So 14 points. Did have 4 turnovers. Very uncustomary of Pajemski. But again, that's part of the territory when you're playing the point guard position. So 14 points, 9 rebounds, 9 assists, a team leading plus 14 in net rating in 31 minutes and 3 seconds of play for Brandon Pajemski. I will not complain about Pods anytime he is playing the right position. Okay, like Sarah loves to talk about fit. Well, this is your fit for Brandon Pajemski, the point guard position. Stop playing him at the 2. It's outrageous. Now, speaking of players who can handle the 1 and the 2, Mark Haynes joins us, host of Believe in Kings. And again, the I-80 crossover, we're supposed to do tonight, but the Warriors have been getting in the way of that. You've had your hands busy with the Kings. Great to see you, brother. People could follow you on Twitter, Thread, social media in general at Mark Haynes NBA. And your boy, speaking of big guards, I'm guessing you're going to start with Russell Westbrook, who had himself a night. Do you have the box score in front of you, or do you want me to read it?
I do. Yeah, I do, actually.
Good to see
Russell Westbrook, 23 points, 16 rebounds, 10 assists. This was by far the best game Russell Westbrook has played as a member of the Sacramento Kings.
Agreed.
He was the reason. Obviously, the Warriors were without, Jimmy Butler, Steph Curry, and Draymond. But, out of all the players playing today, he was the reason why the Sacramento Kings won this game. If you don't have Russell Westbrook on this roster, this is easily a game the Warriors probably win, with having like Will Richard going crazy, scoring 30, and Kuminga 24. Moody had 28. I didn't know that. But
did you see his 3-point? Look at his 3-point shooting real fast. While you're looking at Moody,
6 of 11 from 3. Yeah, and the Warriors played a good game. I think the Dubs have a lot of things to be proud about, in this loss. But yeah, it was just it felt like we turned the clock back 6-7 years, maybe a little longer than that. And it was just too much Russell Westbrook, man. He was everywhere, man.
He was.
On the glass, making plays for others, scoring when needed. He was 9 of 13. And another crazy stat that we figured out, tonight he became the all-time leader of all point guards. I think it might be all guards, but I think it's point guards.
Interesting.
In rebounds. He's the all-time rebounding leader. So heck of a night for Russell Westbrook. It was a win the Kings desperately needed. They got the champs coming in here Friday on first game of a homestand. This is they took care of business.
Yes, they did. And it's crazy, man. I'm looking at the box score right now, and for the Kings, this was like it felt like a tale of two halves. I felt like the Warriors were the better team in the first half, and then the Kings kind of just took control in the second. But I'm looking at the box score for the Kings, and like everyone who played was in the positive for net rating. Everybody. Yeah. But no one really dominated that stat. Like you had 2 guys who led the way, Keon Ellis and Precious Achiuwa, who, side note, you guys just signed a few days ago. And I was telling the audience before you jumped on, I'd rather already have Precious Achiuwa than Al Horford, who just laid a massive, stinky an egg that was just mixed with shit. I mean, I don't know how else to describe that. I mean, like the intestines and whatever canal the egg comes from, they mixed, they crossed. It was horrible. And dude, Precious Achiuwa, nice pickup. Russell Westbrook, nice pickup. I felt like the heroes for the Kings were all these like guys that you added last minute. Tell us about that, dude. These role players who played made a difference tonight.
Yeah, no, that's what's interesting is like Precious in the minutes he played, just a little over 9 minutes. He was 2 for 2. He believe he had a block that he got a block in this game or whatever. Like him, man, obviously this is his first game, but since Russ has been here, the record doesn't show it. But since he's been here, he's been one of the impact players. He's been a guy that's if he's playing well, the team do well. If he's struggling, the team struggles or whatever. So I think the Kings did a good job of going and picking up guys that could impact the team in a positive way, especially when they're playing good basketball. And like, when I seen the signing of Precious Achua, I was, honestly, I was surprised that he was still available or whatever. And it was a no-brainer. They had to they waived Isaac Jones, who's, a good guy. And, people in Sacramento here loved him. He had a tremendous story, but, Precious Achua, he's a guy who could really play basketball. And he's a guy that brings a level of toughness that this Kings team need. And, obviously this doesn't mean that they're going to go, on a 10-game win streak or anything like that or whatever. But I do think it was a good move, and it's a move that lets the fans know what direction they're going this season. And like, when they got off to the rough start that they got off to, fans started talking about tanking. They started talking about trading away people or whatever. But bringing in a guy like Precious, that tells me you're not tanking. Now, you may lose, you may end up on the wrong side of, the standings towards the end of the year, but that's not what the Sacramento Kings are trying to do.
Yeah, agreed. And again, the Kings are in the win column tonight. And they, what's their record now? What they improved to?
Is it 3-5 or 2-5?
I don't actually have that in front of me, and I don't know
3-5. 3-5.
Here it is. 3-5. So the Warriors dropped to, I believe, 5-4 on the year after this loss. Yeah, Sacramento's now 3-5. And Mark, one thing I was talking about before you came on, and side note, Antonio Green in the chat saying, I thought you weren't using net rating anymore. No, what I said was from now on with debates and arguments, because more specifically, this was in regards to Brandon Pajemski. And I said, fine, we will not use net rating in any debates. Mark, I don't know if you're old enough, or at least, old enough to remember when net rating wasn't even like a conceptual thing in the NBA. I do. That's the last stat I ever need to provide analysis for. It's just something interesting. Like, and it was interesting tonight because when you look at net rating for the Warriors, the story becomes very clear. The starters did what they had to do. The bench sucked ass. And what I started the show with in terms of narrowing the focus down much more than that is the Warriors centers, Al Horford, Trace Jackson Davis, Quinn Post. They played 50 minutes, over 50 minutes tonight, collectively had 2 points.
Yeah.
2 in 50 minutes. And these are your bigs, man. These are the guys all around the rim. Like they couldn't even get putbacks. They couldn't just get lobs. Like it's insanity. 2 points. Rebounding wise, Quinn Post had 4. Al Horford had 7. Trace Jackson Davis had 0. So 11 rebounds to go with those 2 points. Your centers, Drew Eubanks, who was just good tonight. I mean, he was a menace. He was a problem for the Warriors in a lot of ways. He scores 12 points, adds 6 rebounds. Maxime Reynaud, the rookie, right, from Stanford.
Yep.
15 minutes, 6 seconds. He scores 6 points and adds 3 rebounds. And then Precious Achua, 4 points, 3 rebounds. So the Warriors centers in 50 minutes finished with 2 points, 11 rebounds in 50 minutes. That's longer than a game. So meaning some of these minutes overlapped here and there. The Kings centers, Drew Eubanks plays 32 minutes. Maxime Reynaud plays 15 minutes, 6 seconds. So that's 47 right there. And with Precious Achua, that's 56 minutes. That's the difference to me in this game. The Warriors lose by 5, 121-116. They get 2 points from their centers. The Kings get Between Eubanks, Raynaud, and Achua, they get 18, 22 points in addition to the rebounds. You were there in person.
And 4 blocks.
And 4 blocks. Jesus Christ. Moses Moody also had 4 blocks, which is really crazy. That's wild. Moody, Kuminga, Pajemski, Will Richard.
Did what they were supposed to do.
Yeah, that's why I don't feel bad at all about this game. Man.
Right.
I'm actually happy for you, dude, that you guys won this game because, like, for me, like, it was imperative that those 4 dudes showed up, and they did. They just had virtually no support. But you were at the game, dude, and oftentimes when you're there, you're seeing things that we on television do not. What did you notice about just easy buckets? The Kings winning the center battle. Did anything stick out to you in that comparison?
You hit it on the nose, man. Like it was literally that. It was like all the hustle stats, the defensive plays. Offensively, it felt like the Warriors, like just on the eye test, it felt and looked like the Warriors were pretty much dominating the game offensively. But then it was just times where, there's offensive rebounds that the Kings come up with. Whether it was a charge and even on the challenges and things like that, the Kings were winning all the dirty plays.
Yeah.
And it was, and it seemed like when we look at, Kuminga, Moody, and Pajinski's stats and the rebounds, they did everything they were supposed to do. So it's definitely not a knock on them. But nothing seemed, when you look back or think back on it, nothing really seemed impactful per se, if that makes sense.
It does.
But in the same breath, like you're without all those impactful players in Jimmy Butler, Steph Curry, and Draymond. So that's where it's like, they did everything they were supposed to do, and the Kings did the same. They did what they were supposed to do. They were the veteran team tonight. They were the better team tonight, and they went out there and basically taught the young Warriors a lesson.
They did.
They forced them into a 8-second backcourt call or whatnot. They picked them up full court. They did a lot of good things on defense that they want to do against good teams.
Yeah.
And I think tonight they got to look at what it could look like if they're able to do this on a nightly basis. But again, you can't forget, no Steph Curry, no Jimmy. This is a totally different Warriors team. But overall, I think it was, if there's ever a win-win situation for two teams that's playing against each other, tonight was. The Warriors lost, but they won when you got to see what the young guys could do, the starters at least. And then the Kings, they beat an undermanned team, and they were supposed to.
Absolutely right. Julian Bashir in our chat is saying, is Dario Saric making $5 million? I think even a little more than that. And he reminded me that he's on your team. We didn't see him. I think he got a DNP. DNP coach's decision, along with Doug McDermott and Dylan Cardwell.
Sorry, I'm mad that we missed those other weeks when Sarge was scoring in double digits and stuff. This is perfect night to have to do this. I have no defense for him. I mean, he didn't play. Maybe, coach's decision. He just knew best today. If he would have got out there, I believe he would have went 3 for 3 from corner threes tonight if he would have got a chance to play. But he did. So that's my defense of Dario Saric today.
Well, you won. That's all that matters. G4M in the chat is asking you, Mark Haynes, who was at the game tonight, who's at Golden 1 right now, did the Kings sag off Al Horford defensively? Because it looked like that to me as well. Those threes looked pretty wide open. What did you see from the Kings defense tonight that was effective?
That's a good question. I noticed that towards the end too. It did look like they were sagging off, or not necessarily sagging off, but just not threatened by Horford. And once he got going with the misses, it was really like they really took him off he wasn't green. They wasn't paying attention to him like that. They, with Will Richard and Moody, the way they were knocking down threes or whatever, I think, even if Horford would have made a couple, they rather the ball go to him instead of, these other guys shooting it. So, I think they did for sure.
And by the way, you mentioned the fact that the Warriors were missing Steph, who's fighting a cold. And I said at the start of the show, The Warriors next play Friday in Denver. So both the Warriors and the Kings have some really insane challenges coming up. Arguably two of the best teams in the NBA, the defending champs, and a Nuggets team that's going to be a contender. But the Warriors, besides missing Steph, who again is fighting that cold, they're missing Jimmy Butler, who's got the lower back injury. And again, if you're over 35 years old and the lower back is the cause of your injury,
oh, my neck, my back, my neck and my back. Oh.
Every time I got to bring up his out for that. So Jimmy Butler is missing. Draymond Green by default is out. I mean, look, if Steph's not playing, what is the point of playing Dre? You're risking an added flagrant. You're missing a technical and some fines. Like, it's just keep him away. It's just let him sit on the bench. What's the point? But it wasn't just those three that were missing. And this is another point where I'm feeling good about my Warriors, even though they lost tonight. DeAnthony Melton he's going to get reevaluated in about a week and a half. Don't be surprised if you see him make an appearance in Santa Cruz soon. He's missing, and Seth Curry is missing. Seth Curry is going to reportedly sign with the Warriors soon. And I bring that up because in a game like this, those two were desperately needed. I would have taken DeAnthony Melton and Seth Curry minutes all day, every day over Buddy Hield minutes. Buddy who scored 9 points tonight, but it wasn't efficient. His defense is awful. And then GP2, who is Steve Kerr. Even Steve Kerr had a moment tonight where he put his face in his hands. I don't know if you saw that, because GP2 had this ugly turnover, and it basically was like a 5-point swing because the Kings hit a three after that. If you're replacing GP2 and Buddy Hield with DeAnthony Melton and Seth Curry, that is such a win. So I'm not overly discouraged, is what I'm trying to say, because it was really 5 dudes the Warriors are missing tonight. And 2 months from now, I think things are going to look very different with this roster. What was your impression of this Will Richard kid, by the way? First start of his career, a second-round pick from Florida, drops 30 points on you guys. What'd you notice from that?
Man, all I was thinking all game is, how do the Warriors keep doing this? They find guys that they're not on anybody's radar, but they find guys who can just play basketball and can play, not just play basketball, can play with them, play with the Warriors, play with Steph and those guys. And that's hard to do. It's hard to find young guys who can play with veterans and things like that. And he's just somebody that, man, he looked great. He looked great. And everybody was impressed by him here. And a couple of media members in the press conference room, and they was like, didn't the Kings have a workout with him? Did he come work out in the summer? And I couldn't confirm if he did or not or whatever, but
he did.
Yeah, man, this dude, he looks like a stud.
I thought the Warriors handled DeMar DeRozan fairly effectively, even though he did finish with 25 points on 8 of 20 shooting. He added a bunch of trips to the free throw line, man. And the Kings had 10 more free throw attempts in this game, and they hit 84.8% of them. The Kings 28 of 33 from the free throw line. The Warriors 19 of 23 from the free throw line. But to me, Mark, and I don't know if you agree with this or not, I feel like this game was decided in the third quarter. The Warriors went into the tunnel, and the Warriors and Kings went into their tunnels at the half with the Warriors leading 62-57. They still had momentum. It felt like they were in control of this game. And then that third quarter happened, and two things stuck out in that third quarter. And you could obviously provide your perspective from the Kings, but for the Warriors, what I saw in that third quarter was a lot of foul calls and a lot of free throw attempts. And Jonathan Kuminga found himself in foul trouble early. With 15 minutes in the game, he picked up his 5th foul. And then interestingly enough, in between third and fourth quarters, they retracted one of those fouls and they gave it to someone else. So Kuminga was back down to 4 and then picked up his 5th early in the fourth quarter and then had to sit for a little bit. But in that third quarter, I'm looking at the box score right now, and the free throw attempts, Sacramento had 18 free throws in the third quarter attempts to 7 for the Warriors. And they outscored the Warriors in that third quarter 35-23. And again, that's where I thought this thing just shifted. It just swung from the Warriors because the Warriors' biggest lead in this game, I think was early in the game, and they led by 13. And again, it looked early on like they might have had full control of this one, and the Kings kept chipping away. And I also didn't like the fact that Steve Kerr. I don't know if you thought it was peculiar. Sorry to talk so much here, but Steve Kerr, like Kuminga had a hot start to this game. I think he scored 7 early points, and then at the 6-minute mark, Kerr just pulls him.
Yeah.
And like I saw that, and I was like, oh, what is he doing here? And then he pulled Moody right after that. And Warriors fans have complained about this for years because Stephen Curry has had a lot of moments where he's on a heater, and he looked like who knows when it's going to stop. And then all of a sudden, there's Steve, come out, substitute, and he sticks to this rigid plan of his where he scripts out like the substitution patterns instead of organically feeling things out. And in a situation like that, like I felt like you taking Kuminga out, taking Moody out, just also stopped the momentum in that first quarter. And we could talk about that later if we want. But did you notice, like, was that something as someone who's covering the Kings, like, well, your perspective is very different. Like, did that seem weird to you?
No, you felt it. You felt like, especially when Kuminga came out, because like you said, he came out, he had it going, and I didn't pay attention to like the rotation per se.
Yeah.
All I knew is it stopped. The run Kuminga was on stopped. And then you realize, oh, he's not even in the game anymore.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how it felt when I was watching it live. I didn't even notice he was subbed out. I just noticed he wasn't scoring anymore because it felt like every other play he was scoring or getting making a play, getting a rebound. I think he had an early assist or two early on, and it looked like he had it going, and then it just stopped. And so that was weird. That was definitely needed for the Kings. I think it definitely helped them weather that storm because it looked like it was gonna be another game where the Kings. This happens all the time. The Kings will play a team and the superstars will be out. There'll be no stars. It's a game. It's like, all right, the Kings should win, and somehow they come out and put up a dud and lose anyway. Yeah. And it felt like that's what was going to happen, especially in that first quarter. And then I would say the rotations, help keep the Kings back, keep the Kings in this game.
It's just it's endless, dude. And I'm like the only one that ever seems to notice this. It's crazy. R. Jones in the chat dropping $1.99 saying, "Weren't y'all dissing Russell Westbrook?" Mark, you weren't dissing Russ, were you?
I love the Brody, man.
I didn't think so. I've had my moments, and tonight's a mea culpa. He had a fantastic night. I have not been innocent. I do not claim innocence at all. I have been a critic of Russell Westbrook at times, like a lot of people. So tonight he shut me up. But that third quarter, dude, did anything stick out to you in terms like do you feel like the Kings figured something out in terms of like attacking a weak point for the Warriors? I mean, there were, because the whistle was being blown a lot in that third quarter. I'm trying to see if this box score has foul calls. Oh, it does. The Warriors were called for 11 fouls to 6 for Sacramento in that third quarter, resulting in that free throw disparity of 18 attempts to 7 for the Warriors. That's 9 points, and a 9-point advantage for the Kings in that third quarter. Did you notice anything in terms of like what they were doing specifically that exposed the Warriors to go to the free throw line as much as they did? Like, did size play a part in that? Was it a mismatch, or was it just sometimes shit just happens? I don't know. Like,
I think in that third, especially once the fouls, because the fouls happened, it piled up quickly. And when you got a guy like DeMar DeRozan and even, Russell Westbrook, they're veterans, and they see, you could see the frustration in the players' eyes when, the whistle kept getting blown. And I think they made a valiant effort to, attack the paint. It was like, we're going to try to get to the line. Malik Monk came in and, he kept the pace going, and they kept, it seemed like the Kings just stayed in the paint, from that point on. And I think it was planned. I think it was, they knew that they had the Warriors at that point where, the referees, the whistle was on their side, and, like the veteran club that they were tonight, compared to the young Warrior team, they took advantage of it. They took advantage of it. They knew they had the refs on their side. They shot the ball well from the free throw line. That's something the Kings haven't done in the
Interesting.
last 2 seasons. The Kings, I believe the last 2 seasons, they've been, at least 25th or lower in free throw percentage. So, the fact that they're knocking down free throws, their confidence, is up in that matter. But I think they smelled blood in that third quarter when they knew that they could get to the line.
And again, this box. First of all, I didn't know the Kings traditionally dating back to a couple. I didn't know their free throw shooting was that bad. I would not have believed that from watching tonight. They were 28 of 33 from the free throw line, 84.8%. The only folks missing free throws for the Kings, Drew Eubanks was 2 of 4, Neek Clifford 1 of 2, Dennis Schroeder 3 of 4, Malik Monk 7 of 8. And that's it. Everyone else who had free throw attempts made all of them, led by DeMar DeRozan, a perfect 9 of 9. And this Russel Westbrook box score, man, 23 points,
Crazy,
10 assists, 16 rebounds. He's just a menace, dude. Like he's just one of these guys that has like this endless, boundless energy. Like some people have that, right? Like it wouldn't surprise me if he got up at 6 a.m. every day. Like if he was one of those dudes that just can't sleep in, right? You're just
that's why I tried to get him to drop some gems for us or whatever. Malik Monk said, he want to know what he eats, what time he wakes up in the morning, like everything. Because the energy is just crazy. He's turning 37 in, I believe, in a few days.
Yes,
and the guy's just not slowing down, man. He got his energy is been contagious around here. It's been like. I think I said that. I think I said it on our show here. It could have been another place too, but I think Russell Westbrook was everything that this Sacramento Kings team needed. So I think it's a perfect fit, and I think we're gonna have I think he's gonna have a great year. I think he's gonna have another year or better than he had last season. Because this is a place this is a place that wanted him. The fans like him here. And a lot of what I think Russell Westbrook's struggles have been in the past has just been confidence. And this is a place that, historically, you look at guys that ended their career here, that came from other teams. They had career years. Rudy Gay had his best year here. The list goes on or whatever. I don't have it in front of me. I was actually gonna write that down, but it's a few guys that came here and just had great seasons late in their career, and I think we about to get another one from Russell Westbrook.
Oh yeah, great signing for the Kings. Very borderline shocking. It was as last minute as it was, but Westbrook is kind of polarizing depending on who you ask, but a great signing again for the Kings because look, Dennis Schroeder, like the last time we collaborated, it's been a few weeks. You were talking about how Schroeder was just kind of one of these guys, not really impressing in training camp, not blowing anybody away. But I mean, there were no strong opinions, but he wasn't impressed. Like he was not someone that was a positive note in the preseason and all that stuff. Well, tonight he had a good game. 3 of 5 from deep. 6 of 17 from the field overall. That's not great, but the 7 rebounds, the 7 assists, added a block, 18 points. And some of those shots he dropped were huge. I feel like he was extra motivated playing the Warriors, who he spent a brief amount of time on last year in that weird trade. Who did they even trade to get him? Was it Wiggins? No, it was Wiggins. Do you remember who it was?
I don't.
Was it? Oh, it was Melton. That's right. It was Melton. And then that was a weird experiment. And then they traded him ultimately to get Jimmy Butler, and that story ends. But what was your take on Dennis Schroeder tonight? Because
he's been like game by game, it looks like he's kind of figuring out his role, and I think a lot of people, and maybe even himself, at a certain point, they kind of talked about him joining the Kings like he was creating like a big four here. Or whatever. But no, it was just they were bringing him in here to be a solid point guard. And that's what he was tonight. He was a solid point guard. He struggled from the field, but he did other things. He impacted the game. Russell Westbrook was the star of the night. It was, and there's no competition when it comes to Westbrook and Schroeder, but Schroeder just came in and did the things that he needs to do, and that's kind of that's a good sign for any team that's trying to build chemistry or whatever. You want your guys to come in and do their job. He got paid. He got his his deal, and there's no worries there. It's not like he's going to lose money. Now all you have to do is go out there and play winning basketball, and that's what he did. He got it going offensively in the second half. I think that's probably where he did most of his damage. Just getting to the basket, penetrating, driving and kicking. That's all you want, Dennis Schroeder. Use that speed. Create problems on defense. He did a little bit of that. So I think as time goes on, he's going to figure out his role more and more. And I think ultimately, I think he's been a solid pickup. I think he's been a solid pickup. I think he's going to do it nothing but get better.
And the graphic, if you're watching this on YouTube, is showing Russell Westbrook adding to his all-time lead in triple doubles. He's the career leader in that category in the NBA. He now has 204 all-time. Second on that list, Oscar Robertson, 181, and then Nikola Jokic, who's also still playing. And he's I think he had a streak to start the season of like 3 or 4 games.
Yeah.
I don't know if he hit 5, but that's your list right there. LeBron James is on it. LeBron 5th all time after Magic Johnson, Jason Kidd, Luka Doncic. A lot of active players on this list. James Harden has 80, Wilt, and then another Kings player, Domantas Sabonis, has 68 of them. I didn't know Sabonis was a triple double machine. Apparently so. He's on the top 10 list.
He's been racking them up for sure.
Yeah, that's wild, man. And so him and Zach LaVine were hurt tonight. Are those serious injuries, or was it just game time type stuff? Like, what's going on?
No, it's not serious. They'll be back. Sabonis, I can't remember off the top of my head what his was. LaVine was lower back soreness, I believe. But yeah, they both. If I haven't asked anybody or talked to anybody, but I would assume they would be back Friday.
Okay, gotcha. So
I don't think it's anything serious.
Perfect timing for the Kings. They rest 2 of their stars. They still come away with the win. Steve Kerr, I'm not going to play the soundbite, but in the post-game interviews, he attributed turnovers as being the primary catalyst for the Warriors losing and the Kings winning. In that department tonight, the Sacramento Kings had 16 total turnovers, which is a lot. And the Warriors had, let me see if I got this right, 19. So there's only a 3 turnover disparity, but where there was a considerable difference and where it was costly for the Warriors, the Kings scored 30 points off those 19 turnovers. The Warriors scored just 11 points off those 16 Kings turnovers. So the Kings basically capitalizing on these mistakes, the Warriors not capitalizing. What do you make of that stat?
That's what the Kings want to do. They want to get out and run. So they did a good job of getting up and down the court, on both ends. This was, like I said, the Warriors were shorthanded. So it's hard on our end. It's hard to like give the Kings too much credit. It's just they did everything they were supposed to do. And, the Warriors, they didn't put up much of a fight as far as stopping what they wanted to do. I felt like the Warriors did what they wanted to do offensively. They just didn't score enough. But when it just came to, the overall game and winning the game, the Kings were able to, do everything. They didn't feel much. I don't feel like the Warriors gave them much resistance and friction in any aspect, especially when it came to the style that the Kings want to play, the brand of basketball that they want to play. I think they executed it, and they got out and ran when they came. They played with pace. And that was, and a lot of that was due to Russell Westbrook. Russell
Yeah,
Westbrook, to his
he's a
credit,
menace. He's just
like
a
he was everywhere.
yeah.
He,
It's just the energy thing is crazy, dude. Like he's one of again. Do you have friends in your life who are like that? Like one of my best friends on the planet, Jerry Montgomery. We'd go, and this was back in the days when I'd actually drink and go out and have a good time. Like, let's say you're closing time comes, lights are on, you're like, oh shit, it's late. I'm gonna and ensuing hangover tomorrow, you're gonna sleep in. Not my buddy Jerry, dude. He's up at 6 a.m. no matter what. So, even if it means just 3 hours sleep, and like Russell Westbrook, he's up and he's like, hey, let's go for a hike, or some people are just wired like that. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And I feel like, do you have friends like that? Do you know anybody like that?
No, I got a couple of friends like that. I wish that was me right now because I could use some of that energy. but yeah, nah, it's some people are just wired different, and
Yeah.
he's one of those dudes, man. And it's like I'm like it's been the record doesn't show it, but it's been fun watching him with this group and just seeing the change that just him being on the floor with these guys has created. Like he's definitely changing the atmosphere when he's in his short time being here.
Yeah, it's. I didn't realize that the Kings feast on that. That's what they actually look for.
Yeah,
that's just interesting. So there you go. So the Warriors just played right into their hands. True Mentality in the chat asking, is there any competition between Podziemski and Will Richards' minutes? Undoubtedly, yeah. Because even though Brandon Podziemski, you can see it. It's obvious. I've been saying this for years. He's been saying it himself publicly. He's a point guard. That's how he sees himself. It's blatantly obvious. If you watch him play, that's his position. That's what he does. It's the position he played in college, in high school. Dude's a point guard, except in Steve Kerr's eyes, because Steve Kerr is just an anomaly when it comes to positions and who should play when and where. It's exhausting. Nonetheless, yes. So to answer your question, when Steph plays and Podziemski is not used like he's supposed to, in my opinion, as a backup point guard, but rather a shooting guard, that is going to cut into Will Richards' minutes. Or if it doesn't, you'll see Will Richard playing small forward. You'll see him playing power forward because Steve Kerr also doesn't seem to respect size that much, despite the fact it's basketball. Make that make sense. Yeah. just make that make sense, man. Like it's unbelievable stuff that covering the Warriors. This is what we have to deal with. One thing, Nick the Greek in the chat here, and then we'll start to wrap it up. Mark, and I'm sure you got to go, and you got a family waiting for you. Nick the Greek is asking is saying that I don't talk about what's going to happen when Seth Curry and DeAnthony Melton come back in terms of who sits. Well, for tonight, for example, I also there was another player whose name I barely mentioned, Pat Spencer. He played 16 minutes and 57 seconds. Most box scores will round up and say 17. Between those 17 minutes, Buddy Hield's nearly 14 minutes. That's 31 minutes right there. GP2, it's mind-blowing to me, he's still getting minutes in the NBA. Side note, he did not play in that Suns game because it wasn't necessary. There were a few moments in this game tonight where I thought he did provide value, but just a few minutes. Like that's to me the GP2 game if you're going to use him effectively. A minute here and there, a very specific inbound possession, put him on the opposing team's best player. Yeah, in spot little situations like that, sure, but not 11 minutes and 24 seconds where he can cost you with either bad shots or turnovers, and he's not even an elite defensive player. So my point is, I just gave you nearly 44 minutes that could have been capitalized tonight by Seth and DeAnthony Melton. Now, when Steph, Jimmy Butler, and Dre are back, that is going to be a challenge, and that's Steve Kerr's problem. And that's my concern, is that I just don't have faith in Kerr handling those kinds of situations because I don't see a track record of success from that. Like when the pieces are perfect, yeah, Kerr's amazing. The system is impeccable. I've praised that repeatedly, and I think that helped the youngsters tonight. That amazing system of shot creation, ball movement, especially off the ball. Moses Moody was playing the Stephen Curry role tonight, I thought beautifully. Just like he never just stood still, and he caught quite a few great looks because of that. Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen. It's a massive problem. Something tells me Podziemski is going to eat up a lot of minutes that are deserved to other people, and it's going to be a mess. And this is another year of Steve Kerr basketball. Now, how are you feeling about Doug Christie, by the way? Is he a coach that you could see long term? Is this potentially like his first and last year of a full season? I think because last year he came halfway through, right?
Halfway through is an
how are you folks feeling about Doug Christie?
I think it's kind of hard to tell right now. Fans, especially fans, like they're so quick with their up and down, of feelings or whatever. They want to win, they want to win now, or that some want to tank, blah blah blah. It's a lot of mixed opinions, and it's the same in the media. I think Doug is doing a great job, honestly, or whatever. I think he's doing what he can with this roster. And now this roster has flaws in it. So it's not, I've never had the expectation that, this is a team that's going to make a deep run into the playoffs. But if they did, that's great. And it would be partly due to the job that Doug Christie and his staff would have to do. But I think he's doing a good job. I don't think there's no real complaints about him other than maybe rotation, maybe figuring out, who should be starting, who should sit. But you got the difficult situation with, contracts. You got, Zach LaVine, who's been, he didn't play tonight, but he's been playing crazy. You got DeMar DeRozan, who's one of the most consistent scorers in the NBA still today, but he has limitations on defense. Domantas Sabonis, who can struggle on offense, but he's the best rebounder in the NBA. So it's like it's hard. A lot of people love Keon Ellis. That's the thing with the Kings and their roster. It's a lot of guys that you just like. It's a lot of guys that can do really good things, and they all can't play. So that's probably that's been the toughest job for Doug Christie. And thus far, and still we're without Keegan Murray. Thus far, I think he's done a decent job, but I think we need a little more time to really dig into, like, who do we think he is as a coach.
And again, Doug Christie, former color commentator, as a broadcaster, folks in the chat bringing that up. So Vivek and those folks are chosen by the owner, typically, those broadcasting positions. So I'm guessing Vivek likes him, and
everybody loves him. Everybody loves him,
and that's huge. That helps. I heard some people chattering that Vivek and Joe Lacob were sitting side by side tonight. Vivek, the owner of the Warriors. You saw that too? Were they chatting?
Yeah, I seen a video too where they kind of, chit chatted or whatever, whatnot. But yeah, that was pretty close.
Do you want to stick around for the NBA scoreboard? I'll leave it up to you, man. Because what I do at the end of every show, I play some music, go through every score, just gives all of us a chance to keep up to date on the rest of the league. But I also know you got to run. So it's your call, brother.
Yeah, I'm gonna skip out on this one, but out of curiosity, have you had an opportunity to see the beam yet?
With my own eyes, no.
Oh, okay.
Why?
I haven't seen it in a while either, obviously.
Are you going to show us right now?
But yeah, I'm right. All
right, I like that. Okay.
We could get a little beam action.
Hell yeah. Let me get some music queued up here. This is the tune that normally play during the scoreboard read, just to see what else is happening in the NBA. And we're going to get a firsthand look at the beam.
The beam.
I was talking my shit last night, hoping that thing would be shining where the sun don't normally shine, but it's going in the sky.
We're about to see it. It's coming.
I'm fascinated. I'm actually riveted here, man. Yeah,
there we go. There it is.
The beam. And that thing pops from the roof of the arena?
Yeah, right on top, right here. I've actually seen like pictures of it or whatever. And it's like hundreds of lasers just shooting up in the sky. So it's like it's way bigger than it looks, but you can literally see this thing.
It looks huge. It looks significant. I love that the arena's all lit up like that too. That's pretty cool.
Right.
Don't they have a tradition at the end of every game where one of the players like punches a button to light it?
Yeah. Tonight it was Dennis Schroeder. Dennis Schroeder
Gotcha,
got
okay.
Yep.
Awesome,
So-
man. Promote away before you go, brother. Like people can follow you on social media at Mark Haynes NBA. Promote all your YouTube stuff, everything you want to mention. Fire away, please.
And by the way, Cyrus, we almost to that 500 mark on YouTube at the Closers. If you guys follow the Closers Sports, you'll see Kings content, you see basketball content, football, a little bit of everything. Me and a few other guys are doing that. But you can follow me anywhere on social media at Mark Haynes NBA. Make sure you subscribe to the Believe in Kings podcast. And also, I don't know if you seen, got my new podcast also with Jeremiah Solomon, Section 105. So
what is that? What is Section 105? Is that part of Golden One? Like, is there a meaning to that? What is it?
You're smart. You're smart man. But yeah,
Thank you. I try.
That's exactly what it is. That's the media section here at Golden One Center, Section 105. That's where you can find me in Golden One, and you can find me on any podcast platform right there too, Section 105.
Is all the content for Section 105 part of the Closers?
No, I'm glad you brought that up. So it's actually a separate page. It's the Section 105 pod page on YouTube.
Oh, gotcha.
So
all right. So I would just my recommendation. Sorry for the unsolicited advice. I would double up and everything you put on that also put on the Closers. I just from what my experience and I don't know if this helps out anyone out there who's trying to make it in this crazy YouTube scene. Like the more channels you have, you're spreading shit out, you know. And I found like if you just condense it and make everything in just one home base with different playlists and stuff, your odds are going to increase of hitting that 500. Where are you at right now? But that's just me. And sorry for the unsolicited advice. How close are you to 500? Because that's the magic number.
Like, I think like 17 or something, like 17.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's right there.
Nice. Good stuff. And there's the beam. That thing is shiny, dude.
Yeah, it's crazy. I'm curious to know like how many accidents have like happened from people like kind of glancing up at the sky. Cause you can't ignore it. It's crazy. I guess we don't want to know that stat, but I am curious because I'm literally on the freeway sometimes driving and I'm just like looking up and I'm like, oh shit. So I'm not a part of that statistic yet, and I'm gonna try to make it home without joining.
Well, I'm appreciative of the fact that at a bare minimum, we got 3 more of these for the I-80 crossover because the Warriors and Kings play 4 times. And so if we can't get the Tuesday night thing going, at least we can get these.
Yeah, for sure.
I love the fact that you're going to the games, man. Is fun experience tonight, right? It's obviously much better when they win versus the loss. So.
Yeah. It was definitely fun, man. And it's always good to see all the Warriors media and stuff or whatnot. So yeah, it was cool, man. I'm enjoying the season. It hasn't been boring. I'll say that much.
Yeah.
even in loss.
Awesome, man. It was great to see you, brother. Thank you for making it tonight and doing the dual stream with me.
You too, man. Hey, we'll talk soon.
We'll talk soon. Absolutely, Mark. Have a great night, man. That is Mark Haynes, host of Believe in Kings, part of the I-80 crossover. And for his show, you're going to stick around and watch the NBA scoreboard part of the program. I'll leave that Believe in Kings up there for that, since Mark's channel is still picking up our stream. Across the NBA on this November 5th, it's a Wednesday. The Warriors are off tomorrow. Let's see what happened here. So we start in the East. The Cleveland Cavaliers, 132. Oh, even before I do that, really quickly, G4M, who's been bringing some great insights into our chat tonight, is saying that Steve Kerr was attributed after tonight's loss that Al Horford was quote unquote great. Let me see if I could find that, because if that's true, that is utterly insane. There's also a clip of Will Richard I want to play right now real fast before I get to the scoreboard. I did find one multimedia element of Warriors rookie Will Richard, again, our FanDuel player of the night. Phenomenal performance. Oh my God. God damn it. So Steve Kerr said that. He really did say that. Oh, I just lost it. Hold on. I don't know if I have a video clip of it. We got a couple sound bites I'm going to get to here, but Sam Gordon of the SF Chronicle quoting Steve Kerr in regards to Al Horford. Hold on, I'm getting there. Forgive me for this. I just had it. All right, well, there's Will Richard. We're going to hear from him in just a second. Let me set that up as well. We got a bunch of sound bites here. That's good. But let me see if so I cannot believe that Steve Kerr actually said this. I mean, are you just trying to make him feel better and you're just making shit up? Because Al Horford was not good tonight. Like, there's no spin. You're not like what the hell is Steve Kerr saying here? Well, where did that clip go? I'm gonna find it. Oh, we're gonna hear in just a second from Jonathan Kuminga. We're gonna hear from Will Richard. And let me see okay, here. No. Come on, Sam. Where did your tweet go? I'm like digging through a million posts right now. Again, we're going to hear from Kuminga in just a second. We're going to hear from Will Richard in just a second. But there is this quote of Steve Kerr. Oh no, there's even a video of it. All right, we have to play this. All right, this is Curtis. Jesus Christ, G4M. What have you turned me on to? This night was going to end smooth and just chill, and you raised awareness of a thorn in my side. Well, let's hear from Kerr. This is courtesy of Anthony Slater, who was at the game tonight, clearly, and this is Steve Kerr. Really quickly here, let me turn the music down so you can hear this clearly. Turn the volume up on your devices, please, because again, this is from Anthony Slater's cell phone, so the audio might be kind of low. And this was Steve Kerr after the game talking about Al Horford, where he mentioned that he thought Al played great. What?
Back on track.
You just got to keep playing. I thought Al played a great basketball game tonight. The ball didn't go in. He took all the right shots. They all look good. They're going to go in. He's Al Horford. We know what kind of shooter he is. His presence defensively, his rebounding. He's a hell of a player. It's just a slow start for him. To be expected, honestly, when you go to a new team, and I'm not worried about Al at all.
Back on track.
Oh my God, are you kidding me? I don't want to ever hear Steve Kerr say about anybody ever again that he's a hell of a player. This guy is just a cliche machine, just talking point, coach speak, talking point. Like dude, it's insanity. Young Wes in our chat saying get Kerr on the show. Tolbert had him on his show. Wes, I'm guessing you're being facetious here. Tom Tolbert and Steve Kerr played together in college. They have a long relationship together. So of course they're gonna, they have a relationship. Oh my God. Yeah. Brandon is right, saying Al Horford's getting free money. Yes, he is. KKS in the chat saying he didn't say Al did well. He literally just said he played great. KKS. Apparently you need to hear it again. Let's hear it again.
Keep playing. I thought Al played a great basketball game.
Did you hear that?
I thought Al played a great basketball game tonight.
Did you hear that?
I thought Al played a great basketball game tonight.
Yeah, he said that. He said Al Horford played a great basketball game tonight. I know he followed that up by saying the shot's going to start falling, but he also said he saw him make great plays defensively. He did? All I remember seeing is Russell Westbrook schooling his ass. Like just having him on skates, on his heels. Oh my God. This guy, dude, Steve. Oh my God, man. Steve Kerr. Jesus Christ. Let's play something better than that. That is just. Woo! Let's hear from rookie Will Richard. This is courtesy of Kenzo Fukuda with clutch points. In regards to just being having a stay ready approach, and apparently he was also asked about Steve Kerr calling him a connector. I'm not making that up. Jesus Christ, dude. When is this over? When do we not have to have Steve Kerr anymore? Like, it's 12 years is too much. It's enough. I'm exhausted from this man. Please just get Steve Kerr out of my life. Please. Like, I'm exhausted. I'm done. He has fried my brain. Just a poster child for ineptness, yet fooling a good half, 2/3 of a populace into thinking that he's actually a genius and that he's competent. Oh my God. Well, good news is now we have Will Richard, who apparently in Steve Kerr's eyes is another connector.
To not just starting, but playing the way you did tonight.
I mean, it's adjustment, but you always gotta stay ready, and I'm a big believer in controlling what you can control, and whatever role I'm in, I want to do whatever it takes to help the team win. So whether not playing, I just want to see us win.
Steve says you're always in the right places, connector. How do you kind of learn how to be like connector and be in all the right places?
Yeah, I feel like it started during camp, just asking our vets a lot of questions, seeing what they like on the floor, how they think about the game. I feel like that's helped me learn a lot quicker than most rookies, because I've just been asking them questions, trying to get on the same page with them.
To not just.
All right, let me stop sharing that. So that was Will Richard, just talking about, just his first game. Just talking about being a connector. Desiree, the ever propagandist for Steve Kerr, just one of the many out there who is just endlessly fooled by this man into thinking that he actually knows what he's doing, saying you got to diss the coaching staff, not just Kerr. Why? He's the head coach. He picks the assistants. He's in charge of what they do. Why? Like, what's the point of pointing out the assistants? At what point is the culpability going to fall and rest on the man in charge? I also have no idea how much influence the assistants have. I knew how much influence, and I knew exactly what Mike Brown was doing, which is why I pointed out forever when he left that there was going to be a massive void to be filled there, largely because of the work ethic. Yeah, exactly. Like Julian Bashir is saying is exactly right. Like what do you want to blame the assistants for exactly? They don't control the minutes. That's like 95%, 99% of the issue is the minutes. Who plays when? Rotations. There's only one person in charge of that. Desi is saying you don't know what happens behind the scenes. Yes, I do. I know exactly what happens behind the scenes. The assistants are scared of this man. They don't challenge him. He is in control. He decides the minutes. Stop assuming what you think I know and don't know, kid. God damn. And Anna's saying just put Chardol on. I don't know where Chardol is. Desi, go to college and study journalism so you understand why it is not wise to just name your sources publicly when they don't want to be named, so that you can maintain that relationship and be able to continue to have information for your audience instead of burning a bridge that's valuable. I don't need to be at the games with them to know what the man does as a leader. Why do you annoyingly keep questioning me? What have I ever done to make you question my credibility? I've been a journalist, a media professional for 25 years. Why do you question me, dickhead? That gets annoying at a certain point. I've never given anybody a reason to question me in terms of whether or not my information is verifiable, ever. Oh, look, another contrarian statement from Desi. How do you know Kerr's relationship with the coaching? Because I talk to people in the building, and I also have literally had relationships with his previous assistants. So I know exactly the dichotomy of Kerr's leadership structure and how it goes down from the triangle. Now Desi's saying, you're not Anthony Slater. I'm sorry. Is he an award-winning journalist? Because I am. Have I broken pretty much as many stories as Slater? Yes. Have I covered the Warriors for at least 10 years longer than Slater? Yes. Desi, do I need you in my life? No. Tread carefully, please. Because the disrespect is, dude, I'm like right here. I just don't need this shit, all right? God damn, man. No, Shardal is not here. I even emailed him a link. I don't know where he went. I emailed it to you, Shardal. Check your email. Let's get the music back on. Oh, no, we got a couple of their sound bites real quick. Let's hear from Jonathan Kuminga, who, Desi, do you know, again, this is where your ignorance is really annoying. Like, don't make me block you. Like, because people like you deflecting and diverting my attention because you gaslight, that hurts the show. Me blocking your ass forever so I never have to deal with you again doesn't hurt the show. Tread effing carefully with your ignorance here. I have traveled. I have covered the team at home and on the road. Just because I'm not doing it at this exact moment does not mean I don't know what's going on. They have this thing called phones, in case you haven't noticed, where all you have to do is literally text someone to find out what's going on, and you get your answers in 2 seconds. You can pick up a phone and call them. And most of these people who travel, side note, Slater's not the only one who's traveling. Danny Emmerman travels. Sam Gordon travels. Just because they're traveling doesn't mean they're talking to the right people. It doesn't mean they have sources that are actually picking Joel Lacob's brain or Steve Kerr's brain. 98% of these sources are agents. And I also know agents. So, again, yeah, one more, Desi, one more. You're officially like, I'm ready to move on from you forever, dude, because you're not worth it. And then you can go and kiss whatever other show's ass that you actually think knows better or knows more. I'm really done with. Okay, we got Shardal. Good. I'm gonna get to you in 1 second. Let me really quickly bring on play a clip from Jonathan Kuminga. Who talked about his mindset, whether or not the supporting cast is whether it matters. Because sometimes he's playing alongside the veterans. Tonight he played alongside his peers, age-wise. So here is Jonathan Kuminga.
I think my mindset is always the same no matter state of Jimmy or German. And I think every time I play with them, they want me to be aggressive every time. I think my mindset is always the same. It's usually, them not being here, it's just the same way. Just come in, find a way to win. Obviously, we didn't get the win, but my mindset is always just go out there, play as hard as I can, be aggressive, and find a way to win.
What changes about the way that you get to your offense without those guys out there with you're in more of a featured role?
I would just say, those are the main guys. They get involved every action. You gotta know how to play with them. Usually when they're not on the court, it's just certain. You get a little more touches. You get certain stuff. Thrown out for you. So you gotta seize those opportunities. But with those guys, on the floor, you gotta learn how to play with them on the floor. Sometimes it's not gonna be as many touches as you expect. But as long as you just know how to play around them, you're gonna get as many touches as anybody because they're gonna find you and they're gonna get you going.
All right, and that's Jonathan Kuminga just saying doesn't matter who he plays with. He's just going to put his head down. I put someone in timeout in the chat because they dropped the N word. Don't do that in this chat. Keep race out of everything, please. We don't do race. We don't do politics. We talk basketball. So just stay on course, please. And on that note, are we ready for Chardal? I think we are. And then we're going to go through the scoreboard and call it a night. Where's the music? There it is. Hello, Chardal. Welcome to the program. How are you doing? Oh, you're actually on the camera tonight.
Yeah, what's up, Sai? I'm a big fan of your YouTube channel.
Your mic is not plugged in, just so you know. It's I can hear you. No, I can hear you, but it like clearly like the mic is not registering. It's like your computer mic is the one picking it up. Who cares? It's not a big deal. How are you doing, man?
Hi, Sai. I'm a big fan of your YouTube channel. I like all your content videos on the platform, man. You do a really great job.
Thank you.
Putting all this for the viewers. The Sacramento Kings take down the Golden State Warriors 121-116. What were your thoughts on the game today?
I love the youngsters. There's the sunglasses. There we go. Last time you got a haircut, huh?
I got a haircut.
You did. Looks good. The youngsters. I love that. This was one of those like losses where you take a lot away from. That's a positive. The Warriors are in good hands in the future. That was my takeaway. What was your takeaway? More importantly.
It was just a very competitive game, well played on both sides, between the two Northern California rivals. Man, I thought that we could have got. I mean, this game was easily winnable. Like the Warriors could have easily won this game, but the Kings just took over in the third quarter. They went on a run in the third quarter, and I mean they took over in the whole of the third quarter. They took it. I mean, like it was just a hard game to watch, man. Like. It was heartbreaking, you know. Steph Curry wasn't there. Jimmy Butler was not playing. Stephen Curry was not playing. Jimmy Butler was not playing. Draymond Green was not playing in this game. So was it hard when you have your three best players out from the team? Do you think that impacts the organization way more?
I think when DeAnthony Melton and Seth Curry are back, and if Kerr actually plays them, instead of giving GP2, Buddy Hield, and Pat Spencer minutes. Side note, there was in fact a moment tonight, and no coincidence, in that moment the Warriors saw their lead evaporate. There was a moment tonight where we had Brandon Pajemski, Gary Payton II, and Buddy Hield on the court together. And huge surprise. In that stretch of time, the Warriors were getting their asses kicked. I think the Warriors have a huge coaching problem, Chardal. That's my bottom line. I think they have a massively huge coaching problem, and if he doesn't figure shit out in terms of who to play, who not to play, this season is not going to go well.
I mean,
that's my bottom line. I don't know. That's just me.
Great head coach, but he's stubborn in ways. Like the lineup he sets out there every single day. He puts players in there that should not be in the lineup. Like, he should not be putting players in the lineup that will cause the team to actually fail than succeed.
Correct. I agree.
And do you agree? Do you disagree with? Do you agree with Mike comment that Steve Kerr is stubborn sometimes in his ways, how he thinks? What goes on in that guy's mind?
Yeah, 100%. Let's hear from Jonathan Kuminga one more time, because this soundbite pertains exactly to a subject we talked about extensively on the show tonight, and that was the third quarter, which was a disaster for Golden State. They got outscored by 12 points, and a lot of that was because of turnovers. One stat I did not mention in that third quarter was the turnovers itself. I mentioned the fact that the Warriors had 7 free throw attempts to 18 for Sacramento. The Warriors were called for 11 fouls to 6 for the Kings. And the Warriors turned the ball over in that quarter 7 times to 5 for the Kings. So there wasn't a big disparity there, but Sacramento scored 10 points off those turnovers. The Warriors scored just 2 off Sacramento's. And I think that a theme of... Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
my take on tonight's game. I'm saying when you commit so many turnovers, how are you gonna win a basketball game when you commit so many turnovers? You can't win a basketball game when you commit like 7 turnovers. You give the ball
Agreed.
To the other team. How are you gonna win a basketball game when you do that shit? Like how are you?
Agreed. And a disturbing trend I noticed is
right?
as we're talking
is
the Warriors. No, the Warriors failed to capitalize off their turnovers. Again, they got outscored by 19 in terms of points off turnovers. Here talks about that. That's why I want to play this clip. This is courtesy of where's this from? I apologize, real quick. This is courtesy of Kenzo Fukuda, again, who's with Clutch Points, beat reporter. Here is Jonathan Kuminga. Turn your volume up on your devices, please. The levels will be low. Wait a second. Hold on. Am I sharing this right? Something looks wrong here. I'm not sharing this, am I?
You're fine. You're fine.
Hold on. No, I'm not fine. Look at the screen. Here we go. Okay. Here is once again Jonathan Kuminga talking about just what went wrong in that third quarter.
I think we came out with great energy. Just going towards third quarter. I think we just started turning the ball over. Started fouling a couple shooters. And I think that took the energy out of all of us, especially after every turnover we did, including mine. They were able to score after every turnover. I think it's just something we just gotta go through out there, especially around that time. A lot of people are tired or something like that. We just gotta find a way to execute certain plays when we're tired, or just shooting in third quarter.
There you go. So that's Jonathan Kuminga talking about turnovers, really just being costly, especially in that third quarter. Julian, no, I saw a chat somewhere. It was Julian, yeah, saying, have you ever had a dream where you want to do something but you can't do it? What's your point? Why are you writing this? Never mind. I don't know when we went there. All right, let's go to the scoreboard going around the NBA. Shardal, you were missing when Mark was here. I would have introduced you. Did you like seeing the beam?
I love seeing the beam.
I don't know if I loved it, but it was cool because it meant the Warriors lost. You know what I'm saying?
So am I? The next time the Warriors play the Kings on the IID Cross, am I welcome to all 3 shows when Mark Haynes is on?
Let's go one game at a time, but we'll say yes for the next one. All right.
Let's go one game at a time.
One game at yes. So Shardal, you ready to go through the rest of the NBA scoreboard tonight?
Can you introduce me to Mark Haynes next time I come on?
Sure, absolutely. You just got to get in on time. The Cleveland Cavaliers, 132-121 winners tonight over the Philadelphia 76ers, who got off to a hot start, but they're sliding lately. Donovan Mitchell, 46 points, 8 assists in the win. Tyrese Maxey, 27 points, 7 rebounds, 9 assists in the loss. The game played in Cleveland. The Cavs improved to 5-3. The Sixers drop to 5-3. This game features some crazy injury news. The Detroit Pistons, after a slow start, are rolling now. 114-103 winners. Side note, Mark Haynes and I included the Pistons over for their wins total as a lock, and that's looking good right now. Again, 114-103 the final. The Pistons improved to 6-2 on the year after tonight's win at home. The Jazz dropped to 3-5. Jalen Duren, 22 points, 22 rebounds. And for the Utah Jazz, Walker Kessler out for the year. And this was a center that a lot of Warriors fans, his name had been brought up in terms of a possible trade target. Not happening because he's out for the year. So
as a Warriors fan, the Warriors are highly inconsistent. Like, they go on a massive run, they win, and then they lose, and then they win and they lose. I'm like, be consistent in sports. You gotta be consistent. You can't be inconsistent, then you be consistent, then you go back to being inconsistent, then you go to being consistent. It's like there's a flaw. That's a flaw in this team. Do you agree?
Uh-huh.
Do you agree with that? What I'm saying?
I do agree with that.
That's a problem with this organization.
Yeah.
And they blow leads too.
Yeah.
And that's something that this team, if they keep doing this team will not be successful if they keep blowing early leads.
Agreed.
And
Agreed.
I don't appreciate that because I've been a fan of this organization for so many years, and I've been going to the Warriors Stadium, and I just don't appreciate when we can't capitalize and we lose. And we're playing the Kings for God's sake. They got Russell Westbrook. They got Domantas Sabonis was not playing this game. Zach LaVine was not playing, but they're a really good organization. And I mean, we should have won this game fair and square, man. I mean, we played a competitive. This was the most competitive game that the Warriors have played in the season.
You're absolutely right. By the way, Moses Moody, the third youngest Warriors player, this is courtesy of Poly Market Hoops, to have consecutive games with 20 points and 5 or more three-pointers made. The only players younger in Warriors history to do so, Jordan Poole and Stephen Curry. Elsewhere in the association, the Brooklyn Nets won their first. Yeah.
So a lot of my viewers say give me compliments that I look good with shades on and without. Like I look good with shades on and when I take the shades off, I still look really presentable.
Good for you, buddy.
I just have a good-looking face. Maybe I was just born with that face, probably.
Chardal, TG1423 in our chat's asking, are you messing with me or are you authentic? Are you the real deal?
I'm the real deal. I'm not messing with Sai.
I know you are. I just wanted. I think the audience wanted to hear that from you. So look at Arquitas family. They're calling you sexy. Hey now. Elsewhere in the association, the Brooklyn Nets first win of the season. They're now 1-7, 112-103 winners over the Indiana Pacers, who drop to 1-7. The Pacers' lone win, of course, coming against the Golden State Warriors in the disastrous game. Michael Porter Jr., 32 points, 11 rebounds, win after the off, 23 points, 6 rebounds, 10 assists in the loss. Again, Brooklyn improving to 1-7. The Pacers, who lost this game at home, dropped to 1-7. The Boston Celtics improved to 4-5. At home tonight, defeating the Washington Wizards 136-107. The Celtics, who don't have Jason Tatum for the whole year, improved to 4-5. The Wizards, who just have an awful head coach, does shit the Steve Kerr way. And if you see the minutes and who he plays and doesn't, you will understand what I mean. It's just a disaster. Anyways, so the Wizards dropped to 1-7, the Celtics 4-5. Anthony Edwards came back tonight from his hamstring injury, but it was not enough at Madison Square Garden. The Knicks improved to 5-3, winning at home. They're undefeated at home, 5-0, 137-114 winners tonight over the Minnesota Timberwolves. Jalen Brunson, 23.7 rebounds, 10 assists in the win. Julius Randle, 32 points in the loss. Anthony Edwards, in his first game back in ages, scored 15 points in 29 minutes. Not a good game for him. Do you like Anthony Edwards, Shardal?
Anthony Edwards is a good basketball player. I mean, he's talented. He shows some really great flashes on the court. I really like to see how well he's going to develop, man. I really like the Ant-Man, and he can shoot threes, he can pass the ball well, he can rebound, he can do everything really well. He can capitalize on all those levels really, really phenomenally.
And by the way, a friendly reminder, I don't just don't use the N-word in the chat. This is just for everybody. I don't care what your race is. That's irrelevant. Just don't use the N-word. Don't use any words like that, okay? Because regardless of how you spell it, it's still hate speech. It can be offensive to a shitload of people, and it's just not part of the show. So just please don't do that, and we'll be all good. Yeah.
Whenever I come on your show, I never use any.
Not you. No, you're good. I know you're good. You're good. Just letting people know. So I don't want to I don't take pleasure in taking people out of the chat. That's not something I get a kick out of. I don't want to do that, but just don't drop the N-word. That's just, it's simple. Simple rule to follow. The Rockets won tonight 124-109. This was in Memphis, who's having a lot of drama this year because of Ja Morant. The Rockets improved to 5-2 on the year. The Grizzlies dropped to 3-6. Amen Thompson, 28 points, 10 rebounds, 7 assists in the win. And John Morant, whose future in Memphis is shady, had 17 points in 34 minutes, was 1 of 7 shooting from deep. He's just not a three-point shooter. I don't know why.
I mean, like,
yeah.
I mean, I'm a Warriors fan, and I despise the Memphis Grizzlies. I don't like that organization at all. And John Morant has been a controversial figure in the whole NBA with the gun waving celebrations, and at a party now he's doing a grenade celebration. So this guy just like.
Is he still doing that?
Like, no, at first he did a gun waving celebration, and then he changed that to a grenade celebration.
Ooh, I remember that. I thought that was last year, though. But anyways, it doesn't matter.
And I don't agree, and I don't like John Morant, and he needs to stop, because if he keeps doing all these controversial things, he's gonna get kicked out from the whole league. He's got
a maturity issue. That's the interpretation I'm getting here. By the way, Chardal, which team, in your opinion, is worse? The New Orleans Pelicans, who won tonight on the road, their second game of the season. They improved to 2-6, 101-99 the final. Sadiq Bey, a name that was once linked to the Warriors very briefly, 22 points, 9 rebounds in the win. I didn't know Sadiq Bey was even on the Pelicans. The Dallas Mavericks were the losers in that one. They played in Dallas. So the Mavericks dropped to 2-6. Cooper Flagg, the rookie, the top pick, who's still 18, by the way, which is insane. 20 points, 9 rebounds, 2 steals in the loss. Chardal, who is the better team, the Pelicans or the Mavericks?
The New Orleans Pelicans are a much worse basketball team.
Okay, all right. I'm with you on that. I agree. I think the Mavericks still have hope in this season, even though it's slipping away fast.
So in the NBA draft lottery, Cooper Flagg was supposed to go to the Utah Jazz, but he went to the Mavericks. And one of my friends, who's a massive Utah Jazz fan, he loves his team to death. He loves his team so much. He streams most of every single game on his channel. He's like, he doesn't miss a single game because he likes the Jazz that much. He was really fed up when he didn't go to the Jazz and he went to the Mavericks.
You think so?
Because Cooper Flagg was supposed to go to the Utah Jazz, but then the draft lottery, something happened. Something went terribly wrong in the draft lottery, and then he went to the Mavericks. So he was like, he was like saying Cooper Flagg to the Jazz. Like, I was filling his whole comment section saying Cooper Flagg to the Utah Jazz. He's gonna go to this guy. The man's gonna get a season on the Jazz. When he went to the Mavericks, he was like, what kind of thing is that? Like, the draft lottery is rigged.
I'm just reading.
You're
right.
It's rigged.
It's very sussy that the Mavericks.
That's why people never like streaming the NBA draft lottery.
I hear you on that. Someone in the chat kept saying bring up Nikola Jokic. He had a big game tonight. Yes, he did. We have 3 more games. We're done. The Denver Nuggets improved to 5-2 on the year. 122-112 winners tonight over the Miami Heat. The Nuggets improved to 5-2. The Heat dropped to 4-4. And that's the next Warriors opponent. This game was played in Denver. Nikola Jokic in this one, filling up the box sheet. 37 minutes, 33 points, 10 rebounds. No, let me start over here. I got that wrong. Sorry. Forgive me. Let's start over. Nikola Jokic, 33 points, 15 rebounds, 16 assists, and only had 3 turnovers in those 37 minutes. Efficient. Yeah, it's good. Guy's good.
Nikola Jokic is a good player. But yeah, he's dominant. He's tall. He's a formidable player. Every team doesn't want to play against him because they know that he's gonna drop a triple-double on them every night.
Yeah.
I feel very confident showing my camera on showing.
Yeah, you look good, brother. I don't know why it's all fuzzy though. Like your backdrop is perfect, but you're like fuzzy, and some people in the chat are asking about that too. I don't know why that is, but is that microphone is that a real mic?
It's a Blue Yeti microphone. It's a real microphone.
Why isn't it plugged in?
It is plugged in.
I'm not hearing it. So you maybe got to change a setting or something. I feel like you'd sound so much better if you just no, you know what it is? I don't think it's you turning it on. I think you have to go to your computer or whatever device it is you're using and change the setting for your audio input. So wherever that little microphone logo is, there's an up arrow right next to it. And if you click on that, you can change your input. And that's what I think you have to do. That would be my guess here at all.
You can still hear me.
I can still hear you, but it's you're faint.
So yeah, tough loss for the Golden State Warriors tonight. They lose 121-116 versus the Sacramento Kings from Golden One Center in downtown Sacramento. This was a winnable game, man. We should have come out. We should have capitalized, bro. We should have come out strong. I mean, like we put our 100% effort out here in this game, bro. Like this game was so fun. Like it was fun to watch, but like we should have won. Like
I agree.
I like I really like coming on when the Warriors win.
I know it's so much better.
When they lose, you get a different perspective when your team loses.
They've lost 3 of 4, and what really stings is while the Warriors are losing these games that are incredibly winnable, the LA Lakers keep winning. I don't understand what's going on there. I hate it. I don't like it. Hate it. Sports hate, but I hate it. And the Lakers won at home. They beat the Spurs 118-116. I'm looking at the box score right now. Luka Doncic was back. He played 42 minutes, puts up 35 points, adds 13 assists, was 1 rebound shy of a triple-double. And again, this is where, for whatever reason, some people will just, judge me because I want Kuminga to get those kinds of minutes. Like if Jonathan Kuminga was playing 42 minutes, he'd be putting up like 35 points, 15 rebounds. The box score would be absurd, and the Warriors would probably also succeed. It wouldn't be empty stats. But Steve Kerr. Steve effing Kerr. Who just has no clue who to play when. And one last game, Chardal, and we're done. The OKC Thunder, the reigning world champions, 121-119 losers to the Portland Trailblazers. Their first loss of the season. The Thunder dropped to 8-1. The Trailblazers, who they're a good team. They improved to 5-3. They're actually ahead of the Warriors in the standings right now. Sad but true. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, 35 points, 9 rebounds in the loss. Deni Avdija, 26 points, 10 rebounds, 9 assists in the win. 1 assist shy of a triple-double. And that's your scoreboard. Chardal, any final thoughts?
So for me, the Oklahoma City Thunder are one of the hottest teams right now in the NBA. They have a 8-0 record. I mean, they're killing it. SGA just having the time of his life, going out there and playing on that court and just putting a show for everybody. That's what SGA does every night. He puts on a show every night. He's been putting 50 points consecutively in every game he's been playing. He's been putting up like 50. That other day he got 31. So he didn't get 50, but he just puts on a show for all the fans out there in Oklahoma City, man. Just like it's just the type of player that he is, and he just wants to put on a show, and he wants to put a spectacle for everyone out there on the court.
One last clip we're going to play tonight. This is courtesy of KNBR. And this clip is Jonathan Kuminga talking about what Draymond Green said to him after one of those travel calls. In case you missed the beginning of the show, we talked about Jonathan Kuminga having 5 turnovers in this game, but it felt like all 5 were like these weird travel calls. Like I think literally just all 5 were travels. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. It felt like it. And Draymond had some advice for him. Here's Kuminga explaining what that advice was. And KNBR usually has good audio. Let's see what happens here.
I had score over small guard, and it's one thing because I had called a travel on me, and he told me, you just score over small guard based on playing off 2 feet. Don't try to bully him or any of that. Just find a way to get off 2 feet, and you're gonna be able to raise over him. And it was just being out there, evade, watching the game, and trying to help us. Feel comfortable as much as we can out there and find a way to win. I had school.
Could you imagine if Kuminga started playing 35 minutes a night 2 years ago, 3 years ago? Imagine where this guy would be right now. Imagine where the Warriors would be right now. And people still wonder, like, Sai, why do you get all riled up some nights? It's because It's frustrating how this guy's treated.
It would have been a whole different ball game if that happened. If he played 35 minutes every single night, dude, it'll be a different ball game, man. Like
Completely different.
It'll be a very different ball game, right? It'll be kind of fun to watch if he did that.
Ken Valentino in our chat saying Steve Kerr, when DeAnthony Melton comes back, is going to be playing the center position. Chardol, you were fantastic tonight. I think we're done. Real quick before we go, the holidays around the corner, and we've got some awesome merch. I'm going to put you to the test, Chardol. I'm going to show you some swag.
I should be an analyst for the Warriors, because don't I look like I can be an analyst, work for the media for Warriors?
Sure. Why not?
I could work for the media. I like to have that badge, the media credential badge.
I can see that.
Suit, walking into the thing.
I can see that.
I get to be on the court the whole time,
I could see all that, yeah.
And that's special. That would be really special to be the only person to be wearing that badge and being there on the court with all the walking around, being around all the players, being around Steph Curry, being around Draymond Green, Jimmy Butler.
Chardol, would you? This is some of our merch store. All you got to do to find it is go to YouTube. It's also in the description, a direct link to this page here. Would you wear any of these clothes? Like whether it's this SF Surf Company hat, the dog surfing tee or shirt?
I would wear that. I would look good in that merch.
Ask your dad to buy a whole bunch of stuff, will you?
I'll ask him.
Thank you. You're a good man. You're a good man, Chardol.
I feel very confident being on camera. I'm not shy at all. I know some people are very, very shy about being on camera, being in front of thousands of people on YouTube. But I'm the only person who's not shy. I'll definitely turn on my camera every time I come on the show.
Okay.
I'll turn my camera on for all the viewers, because I know the viewers really, really, really want me to be on camera.
Sounds good.
So I'm gonna be on camera every time I come on the show. I'm gonna turn.
You just do whatever you're comfortable with. That's all. I ask.
I feel comfortable turning my camera on.
All right, so we'll start seeing you more often.
But I look good.
Figure out how to plug your mic in, though. Okay, figure that out, because I want to hear you better than what we heard tonight. All right.
This was a good. I did good today This was a good show today.
You did good. Are we done?
We're done, but I'll give my score prediction for the Warriors and Nuggets game, and I'll give my score prediction for the 49ers and Rams game.
Well, you can give us that Friday. Just give us the Warriors Nuggets prediction, and we'll call it a wrap.
I'll give you the Warriors and Nuggets.
And thanks everybody for joining us. Yeah, go ahead, and we'll close it out after that.
I'm going with the Golden State Warriors winning 120 to 100. I got the Warriors winning. I got the Golden State Warriors winning by 20 over the Nuggets.
Let's hope you're right. Say bye to everybody.
Bye everyone. It's viewers, make sure to click the like button, smash the subscribe button, ring that notification bell for Psy in Golden Days in reference to the 1993 Matthew McConaughey movie Dazed and Confused. And also subscribe to the SGA Sports Talk channel.
Hell yeah.
I'm at 486 subscribers. I'm on the road to 500. So if you like all the content that I have on the channel, please go there and click that like button, smash that subscribe button, ring that notification bell, so you'll be updated next time I post another amazing video on my channel. But so it was great coming on your show.
Great having you.
For the Warriors, they fall 121 to 116 versus the Sacramento Kings at Golden One Center. I'll join. I hope you have a great rest of your night, and I'll join you back here for another Golden State Warriors post-game show. I hope you have a great rest of your night, and I'm a big fan of you, and I love your content, and keep it grinding, brother, man. I wish you the best of luck, and I'll see you back here on Golden Days.
Bye.